Sarah buys a camper after her sister's wedding to start over in the West. During her journey, she meets a single dad, Aiden, and his charming brother Porter, both of whom have a crush on her. Sarah captures her sister, Emily, and her husband Mike, on camera on their wedding day. The guests think she's fearless for being present at the wedding. A lot of gossip is circulating since Sarah is the bride's sister who used to date the groom. She continues to take photos till a little boy asks her for help. Sarah tries to explain how the film and the camera works in technical terms. She realizes the kid needs a simple explanation and describes the camera as a magic box. Emily calls Sarah for help when the flower girl skins her knee. Sarah is a nurse and always leaves the house with a band-aid. The little girl is afraid of ruining Emily's special night, but Sarah assures her she is the best flower girl she has ever seen. During her toast for the bride and groom, Sarah insists that one should marry someone they can't live without. She's sure that's how Emily and Mike's relationship is. She shares her happiest memory with their father when he took her and Emily hiking in the mountains out west. He always believed that marriages blossom when there's love between two people. She thinks their parents were the perfect example of this. She's sure they're looking down on Emily and feeling glad. Emily doesn't remember these hiking trips because she was very little. Sarah still has a photo of them from the trip, but she doesn't remember the exact area where they took it. She has been planning to go there for a long time, so Emily doesn't believe that she will. Days later, Emily finally believes it when Sarah sells her place and buys a camper to travel. Emily has just come back from her honeymoon to this surprise. Even she knows this has something to do with her marriage. Sarah admits it was hard for her when Mike broke up with her to be with Emily. She has taken her time to come to terms with it, and is finally happy for the couple. She still doesn't like it when people refer to her as the sister who lost. Sarah knows Emily and Mike are truly happy with each other. She knows she can only get this kind of happiness with a fresh start. Sarah already has a job lined up at a hospital in Nevada. Sarah loves being in Chicago, but she wants to be as happy as she was in the old photo. She remembers how their mother wanted them to shoot for the stars. Emily wants to make her wish come true, even if she will miss her a lot. Sarah sets out on her trip with her dog, Dakota. The fresh air and freedom soon start getting to her. She helps a stranger, Frank, in a wheelchair, when they stop in a town called Harmony. Frank is excited to see Dakota and learns she is passing through town. When Frank's nurse finds him, he brags about making a new friend. Aiden arrives at his daughter's school to discuss something with the principal. Sam has punched a boy again despite previous warnings. Aiden assures her he will take care of it. Sam is worried that Aiden will be angry at her, but he just wants to hear her side of the story. Sam explains that she got offended when a little boy, Maverick, called her pretty. Aiden laughs and explains that Maverick was complimenting her by calling her pretty. Sarah's truck breaks down in the middle of the road, so she calls for help. Sam wants to check on her when they pass her truck. Sarah assures them help is on the way, and that she can take care of it. Aiden starts driving ahead, but Sam doesn't think they should leave her alone. Aiden also knows they should help her, so he turns back. Sam can tell that Sarah is not from around town and suggests Aiden can look at her truck. While Sam plays with Dakota, Sarah wonders what Aiden thinks is wrong with her truck. Aiden asks her about the kind of noise it was making. He instantly knows her water pump might have an issue from the whining sound. Sarah doesn't believe he can tell all that just from a sound. Ed McAvoy, the mechanic Sarah called, also turns up at the spot. Ed confirms that the issue is with the truck's water pump. His last one in stock just sold out, so he will need a week to fix it. Ed is still confident that he can speed up the process. Sam thinks Ed should take Sarah's truck to Harmony to fix it while she and Aiden take Sarah and her camper to their ranch. Aiden explains that the ranch is between Harmony and their current location. He promises to set up her camper next to an older couple that helps out at the ranch. Sarah agrees to tag along, but Sam teases Aiden for finding her pretty. Sarah asks them to make a stop so she can take photos of the wild horses. She explains that photography is a hobby, and she develops her own film. Sam seems interested, so Sarah offers to show her the photos when they're ready. Sarah explains that she's headed to Nevada for work at a hospital. She discusses her trip to the Rocky Mountains years ago with her dad. She shows them the photo and wishes she could find the spot. As Aiden helps her set up, Sam shares that her mother left them long ago. Aiden refuses to take money from her and asks her to settle. He's headed to the house with Sam and asks Sarah to join them for dinner. Sarah hears the older couple, Henry and Charlotte, approaching her. Charlotte invites her for supper too at Aiden's place. Aiden informs his dad, Walter, about setting up Sarah's camper next to Charlotte and Henry's. When Sam learns they're discussing Sarah, she teases Aiden about him. Aiden asks about his brother, Porter, who has been missing since breakfast. He hasn't finished that day's chores, and his truck is missing too. Emily is worried about Sarah being stuck in the middle of nowhere. Sarah assures her she's comfortable and will hit the road soon. Sarah learns that Charlotte and Henry have been on the ranch for 30 years. When they arrive at Aiden's place, he introduces Sarah to Walter. He is busy cooking and asks her to get comfortable. Sam feels over the moon when Sarah gifts her a camera. Before starting dinner, Walter asks Sarah if she's comfortable if they pray. She observes how warm everyone is. She keeps watching as they share stories, but Walter realizes they're being rude to her. Sarah is still happy to be in their company. Walter has heard from Aiden that she's a photographer. Sam takes out her camera and brags about it. Sarah explains that she is a nurse and has worked in Chicago for many years. She must be in Nevada by the 15th for the new nursing job. She clarifies that she doesn't have family there and is just trying to start over. She considers taking a flight, but Walter assures her that Ed will fix her truck on time. Sarah is so grateful for their help that she offers to do the dishes with Sam. Aiden finds Sarah and Sam playing around with the dishes. He asks Sam to get ready for bed so she can be up for school in the morning. Aiden is curious to know why Sarah chose a job in Nevada. Sarah explains that she had always been fascinated with the West because of the photo she had taken with her dad. Sarah also yearns for a very simple life. Aiden points out that life at the ranch is pretty great too. He offers to show her around so she can take photos. Sarah feels very free as she's enjoying marshmallows under the stars. She realizes she never had the time to notice stars in Chicago. Charlotte explains that only Aiden's family lives on the ranch apart from them. Charlotte and Henry used to live further away, but shifted to the ranch when the commute got harder. Walter helped them get their camper and still treats them like family. Charlotte makes sure to point out that Aiden is a great guy for a nice girl like Sarah. Not subtle at all. Sarah tries to find Dakota at night, but her flashlight stops working. Porter finds Dakota and hands him over to Sarah. He starts flirting with her and thinks she looks like an angel. Sarah can't see him in the dark, but explains that her camper is parked next to Charlotte's. She informs him that she's only visiting and thanks him for finding her dog. Aiden is annoyed with Porter for not finishing work on the hay. Aiden is also chopping wood because Porter didn't do it. If it had rained last night, the hay would have been ruined. Aiden still thinks Porter's luck will run out, and he'll have to deal with the consequences of his actions. Porter doesn't care, and feels happy because he met a special girl. He claims he can't stop thinking about her. Emily believes the way Aiden rescued Sarah is very romantic. Sarah doesn't think it matters since she's planning to leave soon. Porter knocks on Sarah's camper and flirts with her again. She realizes he is the same guy from last night. She assumes Aiden must have sent him when she learns they're brothers. She wants a ride into Harmony to volunteer at the assistive living center. Porter thinks the ranch offers better activities and offers to take her horse riding. Sam is waiting for her school bus when she learns that Porter is taking Sarah for a ride. She informs him that Aiden likes her even if he doesn't admit it. Sarah greets Aiden at work, but he seems disappointed that Porter is taking her for a ride. She wants Aiden to come with them too, but he has to finish work on the fence. Porter tries to lure her with the perfect spot and thinks they can't wait for Aiden to join them. When they leave, Sarah's photo slips from her bag and Aiden picks it up. Porter shares that Aiden is 5 years older than him. She knows Aiden is very particular about what he says. Sarah explains that she encountered the ranch while looking for something different. When Porter asks Sarah to take a break, she takes out her camera. She looks around and takes a photo of Porter with the horse. When they return, Sarah hands over her bag to Aiden so she can get down. Aiden is worried they were gone for too long. He scolds Porter for not finishing his work with the hay. Porter is embarrassed about Aiden behaving like an elder brother. Aiden doesn't let Porter drop Sarah to her camper and instructs him to wipe the horses. Sarah has trouble walking after the long ride. Aiden feels bad he couldn't show her around, but Sarah claims she had a great time with Porter. Sarah wakes up and hears Henry and Charlotte passing by. After the horse ride, she is unable to move her legs too much. She remembers that Aiden warned her to take it easy. She shares that Porter showed her around the ranch and she took some amazing shots. Sarah can't walk to the house for breakfast, so Charlotte promises to bring a plate back for her. Sam thinks Henry and Charlotte are too happy for a couple that has been together for so long. Everyone notices that things are tense between Aiden and Porter. Aiden complains about Porter taking their guest on a ride the whole day and missing out on his errands. Porter claims he had to be hospitable to her and brags about enjoying her company. Aiden realizes Sarah is the girl Porter is interested in. Sam wonders if she's joining them for breakfast, so Charlotte explains the situation with her legs. Walter asks Aiden to take a plate back for Sarah while Porter finishes some work. Sarah thinks of Aiden as a lifesaver when he gets breakfast for her. Aiden wants her to know he didn't want Porter to tire her out. Sarah is not worried because she enjoys Porter's company. Aiden notices the snaps she took of Porter and gets jealous. He still hands over the old photo to Sarah, who is relieved since it is her only copy. Sarah can tell everyone at the ranch is very busy and offers help. Sam apologizes for punching Maverick and explains that she didn't know what Purdy meant. Maverick assures her he will never call her a bad name. He asks her another question when he knows things are fine between them. Sarah's on her way to water the horses when Porter finds her. Porter insists they should do something fun instead of errands. She agrees to learn cowboy skills with him only after she waters the horses. He shows Sarah how to hold the coil and throw it at a practice cow made of hay. Sarah is unable to get it right, but Sam and Charlotte come to cheer her on. She keeps trying and even gets distracted when Aiden looks at them disapprovingly. She finally gets it right and hugs Porter, but Aiden has disappeared. Charlotte teases Sarah for already having 2 suitors. Sarah thinks they're just being nice, but Charlotte knows she's being modest. Aiden is headed into town for supplies and asks if Sarah wants to tag along to check on her truck. Sarah apologizes for roping with Porter when there was a lot of work. Aiden assures her she can do whatever she wants as their guest and wants her to have fun. Ed is working on her truck and is excited about her parts arriving early. He's sure he can fix everything in a few days. Sarah is more than happy to enjoy the ranch life until then. She asks to make a quick stop at the assisted living facility so she can volunteer there. She has taken care of the elderly at many facilities in Chicago before. She doesn't get many chances while working in the emergency section to make a personal connection with the patients. This is why she always volunteers at care facilities. Sarah thinks she can head back to the ranch herself, not knowing that Aiden wants to volunteer with her too. Aiden folds his cards while Sarah is still in the game. Sally is about to fold, but Aiden pretends she has great cards. This scares everyone off, and Sally wins despite having bad cards. Sarah had a great time since this is exactly what she needed. Aiden opines that Sarah should work in a care facility instead of joining the emergency room in Nevada. Sarah admits she chose the safer option and also wanted a job before she moved from Chicago. She realizes how planned everything is for someone looking to have a fresh start. Aiden believes it's courageous of her to leave her family and try something new. She points out that it's different for Aiden because his whole family works at the ranch. After her sister married, she needed a new chapter too. Nevada seemed like a good place to start. Aiden knows he would have been terrified if he had to start over again. He hopes she finds people who care about her there. The following day, Sam shares that she has a huge problem. Maverick has asked her for a dance at the fall festival, but she doesn't know how to. A few days before the festival, Sarah decides to teach her. Sam knows plenty about country and line dancing, but has never tried slow dancing. Sarah asks Sam to position her arms and dances with her. She finds it tricky when Sarah asks her to rock from side to side, since Sarah is much taller than her. When Aiden joins them, Sam asks him to show her the moves with Sarah. She thinks it will work better since they're of the same height. Aiden shows her a few extra steps with Sarah and suggests adding a spin. Walter soon joins them, so Aiden asks Sarah for another dance. Porter watches them from the window and gets jealous. Sarah thanks Walter for all the hospitality his family has shown her. They discuss Aiden and how he does everything for Sam. Walter explains that Aiden was married out of high school and very young when he had Sam. He is still dedicated to his work and his daughter, like he was then. Walter loves that Aiden feels much happier around Sarah. He offers to let Sarah stay longer, even when her truck is fixed. Sam wants to know if Aiden likes Sarah and asks him to stop dodging the question. She wonders if he loves her, but Aiden explains that it's a very complicated word. He admits he still loves Sam's mother even if she left them. He's grateful to her for bringing Sam into the world. Sam loves how happy Sarah makes him, and he even admits that he likes her. He still knows there's nothing more to it, because she will move on to a new place soon. Sam asks Aiden not to let her go, but he doesn't want to make that choice for Sarah. Aiden brings Sarah to a barn with the older horses who have always been a part of the ranch. Old age keeps them from working hard. Sarah looks at pictures of horses who are no longer with them. She gets excited when she spots a photo of Aiden with his first horse. She can tell this place is very special for him. Aiden admits that this place makes him feel like Sarah's old photo makes her feel. Sarah shares how she loved stargazing with her mother. The next morning, Aiden asks Porter to respect Sarah. Porter claims to be serious about her, but Aiden doesn't believe him. Aiden thinks all this is a competition for Porter because both of them like Sarah. Aiden refuses to compete, but Porter believes they must figure out that who among them can see Sarah. Porter wants to race Aiden for her and offers to let the winner get Sarah to himself all day. The loser will have to do the winner's work. This seems too good for Aiden, so he agrees to race him until the tree at the end of the field. They begin the race, and Porter seems very confident of his odds. Aiden seems determined and eventually wins the race. Porter is a sore loser and can't believe Aiden beat him when he never does. Porter allows Aiden to spend time with Sarah that day, but hasn't given up yet. Aiden asks Sarah to spend an evening under the stars with him. He takes her to a beautiful spot which looks pretty familiar. She realizes it's the same place as her photo and thanks him for finding it. She sets up her camera and asks Aiden to join her for the photo in the same spot. Sarah is proud of the shots she got that day and feels that everything is perfect. Aiden shares that she has wished on a star for Sam to be happy. When she asks if his wishes for himself have come true, he kisses her. He is very gentle with her and offers to take her back before it gets too late. Emily is glad to catch up with Sarah after a long time. Sarah shows him the picture she has taken with Aiden and Porter. Emily realizes she likes both of them, and Sarah doesn't deny it. Sarah likes that Porter is fun, wild, and very attractive. She also likes that Aiden is very down to earth, and she feels comfortable with him. She also admits that Aiden kissed her last night. She thinks it's more complicated than a good thing. Her truck is almost fixed, so she needs to decide her next step soon. Emily suggests she should stay longer at the ranch, but Sarah doesn't see a point in that if she will leave eventually. Emily doesn't want Sarah to live with the regret of leaving something good behind. Sarah thanks Aiden for last night and for helping her find the spot from her photo. Aiden holds her hands and hopes she can find some of what she is looking for. Sarah starts spending more time with Aiden and Sam. Porter is also always around while she's at work. People at the care facility love having her. The nurse wants Sarah to join the facility as more than a volunteer. She asks Sarah to call if she's considering staying back. Henry is frustrated that he's being made to care for a horse called Buttercup. He thinks another one named Warrior is more suited to his personality. Charlotte teases him and believes the horse Lumpy suits him better. Charlotte notices how sad Sarah looks and asks her about it. Sarah admits she loves volunteering at the facility and helping with the ranch. Everyone feels like family, but she's sad about leaving. That night, Porter joins Sarah when she's looking at the stars. Sarah can't stop staring at the sky because she can see something new every time. Porter admits he has never understood love like he did that week. He admits he always falls for women, but what he feels for Sarah seems much deeper. Porter asks Sarah not to leave and tries to kiss her. Sarah moves her face away so Porter realizes she is not interested. He claims he needed her to know how he feels. He can also tell she doesn't feel the same way about him. Aiden scolds Porter for leaving the gate open last night. None of the horses escaped, but Aiden wants him to be more responsible. Porter is tired of people wanting him to be perfect like Aiden. He knows he does the work late, but he always gets it done. Aiden wants Porter to grow up, but Porter wants to be left alone. Sarah hears them fighting and seems a little concerned. She gets distracted by a call from Ed. Sam is teaching Sarah how to fish when Aiden joins them. Sarah asks if things are good between him and Porter and if she can help. Sam wonders if Sarah is coming to the festival. Ed has just informed her that her truck will be ready by the following say. She wants to head out immediately and make up for lost time. Walter can tell Aiden seems very upset about Sarah. He wants Aiden to stop fighting with Porter and focus on ensuring Sarah doesn't leave. Walter remembers the time in second grade when his teacher was going to put him in the lower-level reading group. Aiden didn't give up and read every book to prove the teacher wrong. Walter wants Aiden to be that determined and asks Sarah to stay for him. He at least hopes that Aiden can share his feelings with her. Sarah helps Sam get dressed for the festival and thinks she looks beautiful. Sam is upset she needs to leave and tries to prepare herself for it. Sarah asks where she can find Aiden to meet him before leaving. She spots Aiden outside and informs him that his daughter looks gorgeous. Sarah admits that she left Chicago to run away after her sister married her ex-boyfriend. She had been dating him for a year and thought he would marry her. He soon told her he was in love with her sister, and it took a while for her to forgive them. She admits she left when she saw how happy they were, and she wanted the same for herself. Sarah understands that the incident drove a wedge between her and Emily. She doesn't want the same thing to happen between Aiden and Porter. Aiden assures her he always had differences with Porter, but Sarah knows they got worse when she came along. She thinks she should leave, so Aiden also doesn't have the heart to stop her. Sarah learns from Charlotte that Ed has returned her truck. Charlotte knows she will miss Sarah a lot. When Dakota starts barking, they notice something is wrong with Henry. He has hurt his arm after Buttercup kicked him. While Henry is embarrassed, Sarah tries her best as a nurse to give him some first aid. She offers to drive them to the hospital while Charlotte gets some ice for him. Porter comes to Aiden at the stable and admits he knows nothing about Sarah. He can tell Aiden sees her differently and that she has feelings for him. Porter clarifies that he won't get in Aiden's way with Sarah. Aiden is afraid he's too late, but Porter thinks Aiden can still stop her. Aiden tries to search for Sarah, but her truck is long gone. Sarah assures Charlotte that Henry is in capable hands at the clinic. Charlotte loves how stubborn Henry is because he finished cleaning the horse even after it kicked him. As Aiden drops Sam at the festival, she asks him to call Sarah. Aiden wants Sam to let it go because Sarah needs to be elsewhere. Porter comes to check on Henry after hearing about what happened to him. Porter lets Sarah know that Aiden is a good man and she should consider being with him. He also knows Sam is not ready to let Dakota go. Porter thinks Sarah should stop resisting since she has found someone in Aiden who surprises her like the stars she loves. He claims he will respect her decision and is happy that she came into their lives. Maverick asks Sam for a dance, and they start gliding on the floor. Sam gets excited when she spots Sarah there. Sarah walks up to Aiden to tell him something. Aiden admits he doesn't want her to leave, and Sarah agrees. She has already spoken to the hospital in Nevada, and they are fine with her not joining them. Sarah is also not prepared to leave. Aiden reminds her of the wish he made for himself. He has always wished for someone like her. When he kisses her, everyone around them is very happy.